Okay, all right. I think we're live. What is up, everybody? Welcome. I feel like it's been a while, right? I don't know how long it's been. A couple of days, I think. Okay, audio's good. What's up? So, welcome, man. There is an arraignment today. Oh shit! All right, I got myself on the TV. I got like all these white hairs like popping up everywhere, like more white hairs. But today's the arraignment. So, and they're not live streaming it. Once it's over, they're gonna post it. So I figured we could hang out, go over some of the recent stuff people have been talking about, watch some videos, hang out until they release it, and then we'll watch it here together. And I was wondering too, I think I should do a little poll. My daughter just jumped at iCkEdMeL. What's up, man? How you guys doing? Carly, yada yada, BR, Jennifer, Melissa. I feel like it's been forever. I don't even feel like I know how to stream anymore. I mean, all you do is just go live, but you know, you get into a rhythm, especially when you're doing the trial. And I feel like I'm out of rhythm. Bepkins, bruh, thank God WFLA chat makes you want to KMS. Bruh, what is up, man? I miss you guys. You wouldn't believe my life if I told you. Well, maybe you would actually, but I can't. Let's start with a poll. Have you guys heard? Not heard. Have you watched the Dateline special? Bryan Kohberger Dateline special. I haven't watched it yet. I was actually thinking we could watch it this evening on somewhere else, Discord maybe, members, something like that. I haven't watched it yet. I heard it was all aboard, Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay, for the super chat. It was really nice of you. No, I can't tell you guys. My friends know. I can't. I gotta be good. I shouldn't say. Let me just shut up. Let me just shut up. Okay. How do I do a poll? The poll function is gone. Am I? I'm logged onto the wrong account, I guess. What the? Yeah. What the hell? All right, let me switch accounts. Bear with me, yo. I'm like collecting myself. Oh, thank you. Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday, man. So I don't think I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna do a day spot thing tomorrow. I have a friend helping me find a place because I'm trying to find a good place. I don't want to just get a massage. I want like the spa treatment thing. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and then in the evening, I'm gonna go with my family to go eat and Maddie hang out with everybody. But for the morning and afternoon, it's gonna be for myself. But somebody did give me a suggestion and said that maybe I should live stream members only from the spa thing. I don't know. If there's a point where I'm just chilling for a few minutes, maybe I'll jump on members just to say hi. I want a place that serves champagne or something like that. Thank you, Leaf Lettuce. It's already let me see. So they're not actually live streaming it. They did show him walking in. Oh, we should start with Bryan Enton because Bryan Enton had a live stream outside. Arraignment. About 5 minutes old. We'll start with Bryan Enton first. I just want to say hi to you guys. They're not live streaming it. As soon as it's over, they're gonna post it. So we're gonna hang out. We're gonna go over updates. I'm gonna hang out, talk with you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chill. Diggs, a year of fun dip. That's our new slogan. That's what my stuff is. I get into fun dip. And it's kind of, a little dangerous. Jennifer Garton, thank you so much for the 5-month membership. Happy early birthday. Thank you. Let's put this on here real quick. Bruh, I think I should write a book. When I say like I could write a book, I don't say that like joking around. Like I'm serious. Like I. All right, Kohberger Arraignment. They think like I'm exaggerating. Why do they not broadcast it live? I don't know, Whitney. I don't know. Some courts have different rules and stuff. You know, the hearing that I did with this Mormon soft swinging TikTok influencer, they had that hearing on WebEx, but it wasn't allowed to be live streamed. My birthday's tomorrow. Confessions of a YouTuber. Somebody told me I should make a side channel and just tell all these different stories. You know, I don't know. All right, so this is the arraignment thing this morning. Brian Enton outside. Oh, let me do the poll too. So I want to know who's watched this Dateline thing. I'm kind of curious what people think. Did you watch or have you watched? Have you watched Bryan Kohberger Dateline? And the other thing, I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. I'm kind of curious. I feel like we should do calls someday or something. I have a couple of questions for the people that have been following this nonstop. I've kind of, like, after the trial with Letitia, I unplugged a little bit. I'm just, like I've been saying multiple times, I'm just kind of like taking care of myself. I was dealing with some stuff. I'm better now, but I'm just taking time to just make sure that I'm good before I go full throttle again. Because when I go full throttle, we're going to be going full throttle. I know I've been saying that for a while. I thought this week I was going to be like full throttle, but I'm not. And then it's my birthday. All right. Have you watched Bryan Kohberger Dateline? Let me see. Is this stuff popping up on the screen? Okay. Oh, there we go. Yo, thank you so much for the super chats. Blue, thank you for the 6-month membership. Hope tomorrow is the best, most memorable birthday for you yet. Thank you. Probably not, but thank you. Jama Gill in Minnesota, thank you so much for the super chat. Amy, thank you for the super chat as well for your birthday spa day. Thank you so much. And Cat C, thank you for the super chat. Let's check it out. Let me move myself out of the way here.
Hey, I just wanted to get on here real quick because a lot of people were asking about the Kohberger arraignment and how it's going to work. I got to go back in there in a minute because we're all kind of lined up in this little entryway. The courthouse isn't open yet, but someone started a list, so I think I'm okay to be outside, but I'm going to go back in a second. But basically, the hearing is going to start at 9 a.m. local time. There's a couple hearings today. His arraignment will be at 9 a.m., where he will be read the charges and he'll have to plead guilty or not guilty, you know, the charges based on the grand jury indictment. And then there's 2 more hearings after that related to the gag order. So we are allowed to have a camera in the courtroom, so it will be videoed, but we're not allowed to live stream it. So when the hearing is over, we'll be able to put the video out. But I will be allowed to live tweet. We clarified with the court, because last time it was a little confusing and I didn't live tweet just because I was nervous. I didn't want to like get kicked out. But this time they said live tweeting is allowed, just no video or pictures. So I will live tweet it.
Okay.
So I got into Moscow yesterday, really actually pretty late. I went to the house last night. I put a video, I'm gonna go back in the daylight, but it's different over there. Everything is boarded up. There's like a security hut outside. Moscow's pretty quiet right now because graduation, I think, was last weekend, so a lot of the students are gone. So it's quiet, it's much warmer than last time I was here. It's like in the 60s. I haven't seen any family, but we know that some of the victims' families are going to be here just from talking to them, so they wanted to be here for this. From what I know, Bryan Kohberger's family is not going to be here. That's sort of the latest I've heard, but the arraignment, some of you asking how long it'll take, it's going to be really short. We're told like maybe 10, 15 minutes.
That's what I figured. I didn't think this arraignment thing was going to be too long. I mean, you know, from what I've read, I'm obviously not an expert in this stuff. I think he's just going to put in a plea. During the arraignment, Kohberger will be able to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or not guilty. If he pleads not guilty, the judge will set a trial date for this case. The preliminary hearing was set for June 26, has been canceled due to the indictment. So I don't think that there's going to be like a whole lot to see, but I am curious to see what he looks like now. Brian Enton tweet 4 minutes ago. The victim's family are arriving in the courtroom. Oh, okay. I thought he just said, I guess they did show up. The victim's families are arriving in the courtroom. Kaylee's sister, Olivia, has her baby with her. Oh, okay. So family's there. Okay.
This is the courthouse. Courthouse is really small, and the jail is like underneath the courthouse. That's actually the entrance over there. So his cell is like kind of in the basement here, and then they just bring him right up to this little courtroom. It's a very small courthouse.
So Brian Enton also tweeted, says, I count about 25 people here sitting in the family section. A lot of people I have not seen before. Many are already emotional. Family is on one side, media is on the other. About 50 people total. Okay, so he said he's allowed to live tweet from the courtroom. A lot of people haven't watched the Dateline thing. Interesting. I don't know when it came out. It was recent. Was it yesterday or?
Yeah, the judge will. So there's a new judge. His name is Judge John Judge. It's kind of an interesting name, Judge. But so he will take over the gag order now, and that's why it'll be kind of interesting to see the hearings today to see what he decides with the gag order. So yeah, you guys can watch the hearing on News Nation. We have someone here who's like basically just here to get the video right away. Again, we can't live stream it, so you won't see it live on News Nation, but we'll have it right when it's over. And I'll be able to live tweet it during the actual hearing. There just won't be any video. So yeah, you can't watch live in the courtroom, unfortunately. Victims' families will be here, yep. It is still possible he'll face the death penalty, yes. They haven't decided on that yet. And it starts at 9 a.m. local time, which is Pacific, so like LA time. This part of Idaho is on LA time, unlike Boise, which is Mountain time. So that's kind of the little update. Again, I want to get in there just because I've been here since really early. I don't want to lose my spot. It's a really small courtroom, so not everybody's going to fit. But I will tweet it out and keep you guys updated. All right, talk to you later.
Okay. So there's a couple of things. There's some video clips that I haven't seen. We're going to take a look at while we wait. I do want to talk about this real quick. Again, I haven't watched this Dateline thing, and from what I just heard about this now, but I was told that this has actually been out for a while, this whole thing with this. And I don't even know it's confusing to me a little bit. It's okay. Bryan Kohberger broke into female student's home and installed security cameras months before Idaho murders report. New evidence show Bryan Kohberger may. So over here they say it definitively, and over here they give like non-definitively. May have infiltrated a woman's home months before he allegedly carried out November slayings of 4 University of Idaho students. Kohberger befriended a woman, snuck into her home, and moved items around before convincing her to let him install a video security system, a recent report says. Recent report by NBC's Dateline. That's why I want to see it. I will this evening. I don't know what time yet. And like Discord has a limit of the people on there. So like as far as video, but I do want to watch this tonight, I guess, to see what the talk is about. Kohberger and the woman were both students at WSU in Pullman, Washington, when he reportedly moved around items in her home to make her feel uneasy and fearful. I wonder where they got that from. A friend of mine that watched the docu, or whatever it is, told me that I think they were saying, they didn't say where they got the information from, but it's just sources, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. When the woman asked Kohberger, unaware that he may have been the perpetrator, Kohberger convinced her to install the video security system. Authorities say that Kohberger may have been able to hack the system and view the footage remotely. Damn. because he knew the woman's Wi-Fi information. Damn, that's creepy. You know, a lot of these people, I just think in general, like I think about my mother or just people that aren't really aware of their system. A lot of these people could easily have your Wi-Fi password. Like you have somebody come and set up your security system, and somebody that doesn't know any better. Like typically, really, like I remember when AT&T, I think came out here. You know, I believe that they were telling me like set up your password yourself. Like they give you, they tell you to do it on your phone. I think there's an app you could download. It's not like this thing where you should be telling them your password. I think in some cases, some people sometimes do that. I don't know if Comcast, they really shouldn't know your password. And if they do know your password, you should change it after, like after they leave, change it again or something. But I think people just aren't aware. And so, I mean, this is very possible. I would expect that he orchestrated the whole thing, said retired FBI profiler Greg Cooper, who spoke on the episode of Dateline. Kohberger orchestrated it so that she would come to him. It's another level of having power and control over another person. The break-in allegations come just days after Kohberger was indicted for the deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. The students, all in their 20s, were reportedly sleeping in their off-campus home. We know all this stuff. November 13th. I just wanted to mention that because I thought that was interesting. I also heard that they talked more about Papa Roger. A lot of people seem to believe that this is Bryan Kohberger. That's another question that I wanted to ask you guys. What do you think about that? Elizabeth says she watched Dateline. It was very interesting. Was there a lot of new information or was it redundant stuff? And the poll that I did 10 minutes ago says, have you watched Kohberger Dateline? And 73% say no. Papa Roger. Star poll. Is BK Papa Roger? Lindsay says redundant as F. Amy, thank you for the memberships. Thank you so much. ZP says my laptop camera is always covered and disabled. I used to do that with my computers too sometimes with the webcams and stuff like that. Most of the time my webcam is unplugged, but then yeah, you have the internal webcams. I don't really plug it in. Yeah, there's nothing really I can really do. I usually keep my laptop closed, but I don't know if there was somebody hacking, they'd probably get a hell of a show. Papa Roger even looks like BK from the side. There was some new information. Okay. Brian Enton posted here too. I don't see any of Bryan Kohberger's family here, but there's also an overflow room I can't see. Then he said, it's totally quiet in here waiting. All you hear is reporters typing and Olivia's baby making soft cooing noises. So Enton's keeping us posted. Okay. I wanted to check out Legal Analyst. Check this out.
Will be in court today is Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students at an off-campus rental home last fall. You'll remember a grand jury indicted the 28-year-old, a PhD criminology student at the time, on 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. Now, legal analysts say that despite the strong evidence for the prosecution, there's no clear motive. Also, no actual murder weapon was found at the scene, potentially strengthening any defense.
We know that he was arrested based on cell phone data, based on the make and model of his car, and based, very importantly, on finding his DNA on a knife sheath that was found at the scene.
Last weekend, the University of Idaho awarded posthumous degrees to the students who were murdered. If Kohberger does...
This is the courthouse right here, Loudoun County Courthouse. This is in Moscow, Idaho, for Bryan Kohberger arraignment tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. This is
for the arraignment tomorrow. So it's really dark out here outside the house where the murders happened in Moscow. We're here for the arraignment tomorrow. Looks like there's a lot of new flowers.
Oh, they had that FBI person on there. I'm a little careful with the information that she puts out. I honestly, I muted her on Twitter because I just couldn't stand seeing some of the shit. So, but that's good though, I guess. She was on there.
Outside the house. They've got this like trailer now with like a security guard inside. Last time I was here, there was a security guard in a car outside, but now they have like,
oh damn, that's, wow, I didn't know that. So they got a whole post out there, I guess, and I guess they're monitoring it or keeping an eye on it 24/7. Because I could imagine people, who knows, somebody probably want to break in or take a tour of the house or something. Kohberger just came in the courtroom. Kohberger. Oh look, she's right there on WFLA. Let me see if I can. Do they show him walking in? Let's see. Maybe I can show a little snippet. Kohberger. That's not him, right? Oh. Let's see. Let's watch this real quick. Let's check out what they're saying here.
County Jail.
Here is that video now, Jennifer, and we're going to see some of the folks. This is not live, folks. This is on a delay. This is some of the News Nation video that's being quite literally fed out to stations as we speak. So we're looking here at some of the raw, as we call it, B-roll that is coming in. We'll see some of the shots from outside the courthouse itself. And this is now used by news stations to prepare things for their afternoon newscast. All right, so here we see some family members. Jennifer, who do you recognize here?
Well, I have to get on my glasses to answer that question.
Oh, there's the Olivia, right? The baby.
There is that is Kaylee's sister.
Yes.
And her baby.
Oh, there's mom.
Here.
Yes,
Mom
these
right
are the Gonzalez's.
And his attorney.
Mm.
And then you also see, well, both Gonzalez's are there. His attorney is in the background. And then, of course, his sister. I would believe that is entirely Goncalves family and friends.
1 minute ago, Brian Entin tweeting, Bryan Kohberger just entered the courtroom. Still no tweet from Brian signifying that Judge.
Elsa says, thank you for the tweets, Elsa. Elsa says that Brian Entin tweeted, Kohberger is wearing an orange jail jumpsuit, seems to be wearing a bulletproof vest underneath. Damn, bro. They gotta vest him up, huh? As soon as the thing is over, we'll be able to see the actual video. So I'm curious to see.
Judge has entered the courtroom yet for the arraignment to officially begin. Once, of course, he enters the courtroom, that will signify the beginning of the arraignment. Again, the arraignment is going to be a formal presentation of the charges from the indictment. And then, of course, Bryan Kohberger is expected to enter a plea of not guilty. But we'll, of course, follow this in real time on Twitter. And then the moment that we're allowed to give you the video from inside and transmit the video from inside the courtroom, we will do so here live as we see some people making it up the stairs and into the Latah County courtroom. This is believed to be in the last hour at some point. Again, this is courtesy of our friends at News Nation. Jennifer?
Okay. So I just wanted to see a snippet of that. If there's any other video feeds, I'll check back in. Okay. I don't want to use a lot of their live stream. All right. So, all right. If I see your clips, I'll show it. Let me see. Brian Entin. Got other videos we can watch. Judge is now going over. He said inducement with Kohberger, but I guess he means indictment. Brian Entin posted that. So, so they already started. Kohberger just said, yes, I do. When judge asked if he understands anything he says can be used against him. Judge is reading him his rights and charges. Kohberger is looking straight ahead and nodding a bit to show he understands what the judge is saying. Okay. Okay. Orange jumpsuit. All right. Oh, that was the other thing too. I think there was conversations whether if he will waive his right to a speedy trial. A guilty plea will be highly unlikely, given Kohberger's defense team just added high-powered Elissa Masseth. Oh, I didn't know that. So they added another person to the defense team? Okay, so they plan on really fighting this shit. And if he finally enters a plea, it would trigger a countdown, giving prosecutors 2 months to officially announce that they are seeking the death penalty in connection with the ambush of the slayings for the Idaho students. So they have 2 months. Okay, I didn't know that either. To announce, I guess, a death penalty. Upon entry of plea, the most morbid of all clocks starts ticking. The prosecuting attorney has 60 days to file in writing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. A prominent Boise-based defense attorney who previously represented cult mom Lori Vallow. There are several potential outcomes, although experts say surprises are always possible. Possible scenarios: he'll likely plead not guilty or not enter a plea at all. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, he could just be like, I'm not going to plead anything. A guilty plea would be highly unlikely given the new defense person, Elissa Masseth. Masseth once attended the same college as the 4 victims, is certified to defend death penalty cases, and boasts of being one of the top criminal defense lawyers in Idaho. Damn, they're pulling out the works for Kohberger. Wow. One of her previous cases includes the overturning of a conviction for a man accused of attempted murder and kidnapping. The case appeared on America's Most Wanted, and he received 4 consecutive life sentences plus 50 years, according to National Registry of Exonerations. If the entry of a plea is postponed, he would likely be due back in court in a couple of weeks. If he does not enter a plea, the 60-day countdown begins for prosecutors to formally file their intent to seek a death penalty. Okay. Idaho recently reinstated the firing squad as an option, which I talked about that in one of my previous videos. And that whole thing at the time was a lot of people boast, like, kind of like, oh my God, they're going to kill him by firing squad. Oh! They actually haven't done that in a really long time. And that whole thing is an option if they don't have the ingredients for like lethal injection, because I think there was like a shortage or something like that. The whole death penalty thing takes forever anyway. But I mean, I guess it's interesting. I guess, but I just highly doubt they're going to line this guy up and shoot him down. You know, I don't know. Whether Kohberger enters a plea or not, another countdown will also kick off, a 6-month deadline for his constitutionally protected right to a speedy trial. If there's a plea deal in the works, it's likely not going to be announced Monday. Okay. The best defense could hope for in this case would be to plead to the murder charges while avoiding the death penalty. I wonder if that's going to be even an option. A scheduling conference and hearing on a defense motion to compel discovery are also on the calendar, although the arraignment may bump them back. Oh, that might be interesting. A scheduling conference and hearing on a defense motion to compel discovery are also on the calendar. I don't think we'll get many surprises based from this New York attorney. If I had to guess, he pleads not guilty. We do not get a ruling on the discovery motion regarding the DNA, and we do get some scheduling dates. Okay. All right, let me check for new updates. Enton. By the way, thank you guys for joining me this early afternoon. If you could hit like, please, I'd appreciate that. If you're not subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe. Check out what Enton's saying here. Take a look at these updates. Okay. So, let's see. Let's start. Okay. Oh, inducement with Kohberger. The judge is reading each victim's name as he goes over the murder charges. Madison, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. Judge tells Kohberger the maximum penalty is life in prison or death. Kohberger says yes, he understands the charges and penalties. Okay. No problem, Lutfi. ZP says that the firing squad is considered merciful compared to the drugs that don't work and prolong suffering. Ooh. Getting all these messages. Let's see if anything's okay. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. Thanks. Yep. Tomorrow's my birthday. Refresh it. Okay. Give him a second. Okay. So where are we at? Okay. He says yes, he understands the charges and penalties. Kohberger is standing silent, so the judge is entering not guilty pleas. Okay. Kohberger is standing silent, so the judge is entering not guilty pleas. The prosecution now has 60 days to seek the death penalty. We just talked about that. And Kohberger's attorney is asking the judge to set the trial for October. She says it will take at least 4 weeks, maybe 6. Very interesting. This year? Oh. Okay. I people were telling me there's probably not going to be something until like next year. Can we get it October this year? Thank you, guys. I need to refresh. Wow. That's kind of exciting, I guess, to get, not have to wait like till next year and stuff. So we can plan accordingly. And then we're looking at a 4 to 6 week trial. The thing I'm wondering, guys, is are they going to stream it though? Because these hearings right now, they're not streaming it. Are they going to have cameras and post it after? What's going to happen for the trial? Are we going to have to watch it like at the end of the day or something? Somebody said 2025. Somebody said it's a tactic. They can change it. Considering the state's case is weak, hence the grand jury, they want the trial as soon as possible. Expect the state to push back. Ooh. Bryan Kohberger trial date set for October 2nd. Okay. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow. I've said that multiple times. It's tomorrow. People are just wishing me early birthday because I don't know if I'm coming on tomorrow. Wow. Okay, guys. So we have to put that on the calendar, right? MN Vic Queen says Mel has been confirmed he was Papa Rogers. How did they confirm that? Did they say? The poll, 74% believe that is him, Papa Rogers. Halloween trial. Ooh. All right, let's refresh, right? Let's see what's going on here. Court adjourned. Okay, so let's wait for the video now. I want to see. Ashley, she's like, you sound thrilled for your birthday. That's how I feel. Yeah, there's been a lot going on, but yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna just disconnect and have fun, relax. So Nancy tells me on Twitter that Dateline was redundant. Very little new about Papa Roger. We already know. Then at the end, they say maybe someone from his family turned him in. That's it. Okay. Some people were saying it was really good. It was amazing. Oh my gosh. Invigorating. All right, so let's see where they're gonna post this. Exclusive content. Okay, they're just showing old video footage on WFLA. All right, in the meantime, let's see, what do we got? Let's check this out.
Kohberger.
The native of Monroe County, Kohberger was indicted by a secret 16-person grand jury in Idaho
today.
I heard
Court TV was going to have it. It's still not up yet.
Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin is here tonight. He spoke with the Monroe County public defender who represented Kohberger at his extradition hearing. Jack.
Scott and Lisa, while he is not representing Bryan Kohberger anymore, Monroe County Public Defender Jason LaBar has been keeping a close eye on this case.
With the news of suspected killer Bryan Kohberger's recent grand jury indictment, Monroe County Public Defender Jason LaBar says he doesn't think it changes anything for his former client, who said he was eager to get back to Idaho to be exonerated.
This indictment is really just the formal charging instrument against Bryan. It's just formalizing the allegations. Idaho will still have to prove him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So I think his stance would remain the same.
Skipping a preliminary hearing in a case like this can hinder a defense, according to LaBar, but it also works in its favor by not allowing any information to be released that could influence potential jurors.
The defense doesn't have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses as part of a grand jury proceeding. So we won't know what was testified in the grand jury proceeding. We won't know who the Commonwealth called to testify. That's a huge downside. So you're weighing that against Bryan's right to have a fair trial.
Kohberger's arraignment is scheduled for this upcoming Monday. LaBar says there is no knowing what information will be released.
It's going to be limited. I don't know if there's going to be more than the 4 homicide charges.
Yeah, it's murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree.
On that document, I don't know if it's going to say whether or not they'll be seeking the death penalty.
As it stands, LaBar expects the case of Bryan Kohberger to continue on schedule.
Most homicides under my jurisdiction usually take 1.5 years, 2 years to go to trial, unless there's extraordinary circumstances that would allow the defense team to feel comfortable to take it to trial sooner or earlier. But usually that time frame sounds about right to me, 18 months to 2 years. A capital case could drag out longer.
I'm surprised with the date, October. Let me get some of the super chats. Man, I hope you guys have been well. They're preparing the video of Kohberger to send out. Okay. Amazing. Okay. All right, let me get some of the super chats real quick. They are preparing the video, so we should see that soon. Christy, thank you for the 3-month membership. Says happy birthday, Mel. Blue, thank you for the 6-month membership. Hope tomorrow's the best. Thank you. Sam says, thank you for the 3-month membership. Says thanks, Mel. K's beautiful struggle. 19 months. Amazing. Happy birthday, Mel. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Cat C, thanks for the super chat. Brandy, thank you for the membership. Lisa, thank you for the 5-month membership. Says Mel, happy early birthday, handsome. Thank you. Thanks, Lisa. Dewey, thank you for the membership. Voices for the defenseless. Thanks for the 3-month membership. Hey, it's been a bit. Hope you have an amazing birthday. Thank you. Kat, happy birthday, Mel. Thank you. Grace, thank you. Grace, thanks for the super chat. Lots we can't watch outside the USA. Thanks for showing. Yeah, I had some people messaging me about the Dateline thing, and they're saying that they can't get that in whatever country they're in. Lori Kent, thank you for the membership. The Wilson Dallas, thank you for the 9-month membership. Happy early birthday. Only Human Me, thanks for the 5-month membership. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Lotus Flower, thank you for the 4-month membership. Happy birthday, Mel. Hope you have a peaceful, easy day. Thank you. I hope so too. River P, thanks for the membership. Miss Mojo Rising, 20 months. Was BK interrogated by the FBI? Happy birthday. I have no idea. Maybe. Kat, thanks for the super chat. Says it's true. Dateline was redundant. I watched it for free from Canada with one of 3 credits. With one of 3 credits you get when you sign up with the NBC. Damn. All right, so Kat says it was redundant too. I'm gonna have to watch, I guess, for myself and see. Hopefully, I don't get bored. But there is some people telling me it's like this. Some people said it was good. Maybe it was redundant and good at the same time. I guess both can be true, right? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've seen most of everything there is to see with the story. That's why I don't like, typically, unless there's new things, I don't really go on for months and months and months. I just kind of stick to like the updates. I mean, there has been some little snippets coming out, I guess, with this whole security camera thing. I mean, I could have done some short videos on that, but I guess I was just after that Letitia trial. That should drain me. Letitia's draining, man. That should take a lot of energy out of you, bro. You got to recover, get therapy, take time off. Naomi D, thank you for the membership. Happy birthday, Mel. Hope you have a great day. Thanks. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, we can look at this. I talked about this a little bit, but we can go over this. And then we can look at that video again too. The other traffic stop that he got. Ashley, thank you for the membership. Kat, I got that already. Thank you. Amy P, thank you for the 4 months. Says amazing. Happy birthday. Thank you. Pollyanna, thank you for the membership. Says Brian Enton said October 2nd. Long Crime said October 22nd. Oh, Lord. Which is which? Which is true? Okay. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but they're saying suspected killer Bryan Kohberger allegedly broke into a female colleague's apartment and moved items around to get her to ask for his help before installing security cameras. Wasn't there, I feel like there was a story one time that I had heard of at some point that, wasn't there people like installing cameras? Would they break into the house and then offer security service, or install and break into the home? Or am I thinking of that movie? Oh, I think I'm thinking of that movie. Let me see. I feel like this had to be a hustle at some point. Thinking of the movie though. No, I'm thinking of Don't Breathe, because I think in Don't Breathe, one of the plots is that like these kids work security, or that one of the kids' parents works in security or some shit like that. So they would have the passwords to the place, and so they broke into that blind guy's place and they messed with the wrong one. But I feel like I've heard of stories like that. I don't know. So allegedly Bryan Kohberger broke into a female colleague's apartment, moved items around to ask her for his help before installing security cameras. The 28-year-old criminology student had befriended a woman at WSU. The alleged incident took place months before the brutal slayings or killings. Kohberger is suspected of breaking into the property and moving items around, but not stealing anything, which resulted in his colleague contacting him instead of the police. The woman, who was not been identified, asked the suspect killer to come over to assist her, and he reportedly suggested she install a surveillance system in the property. And this is true. And like they had said that maybe he had her password, and maybe he was like watching her. I wonder if he was just watching her, like a voyeur thing, keeping an eye on her. Dateline claims that he offered to put in the video network, which she agreed to, though now authorities believe he could have accessed it remotely because he knew her Wi-Fi password. Damn. Ex-FBI profiler Craig Cooper claims the incident was a step in the progression of Kohberger's alleged offending, indicating that he was upping the ante. He told Dateline, "I would expect that he orchestrated the whole thing. He was not looking at her as a potential victim necessarily, but he orchestrated it so that she would come to him and that he would be able to help her. It's another level of power and domination, control over another person. That kind of makes me think a little bit and like flash back to that whole thing. And I almost don't even want to say it. Or the whole thing when the murders happened, and I forgot the exact thing. Wasn't there like some squirming or something, and like there was a voice that said, "I'll help" or "okay" or something like that, and there was a lot of speculation about that. Was it like him, I don't know, saying "I'll help" or something, and then was it like a power thing, type of thing, Especially like now that I'm thinking about this whole camera thing, The NBC special also revealed that Kohberger had reportedly bought a K-bar knife and a sheath. Oh, okay. Around in April 22nd, before he moved to Washington to attend the university. Okay. I mean, it's okay. I'm here to help. Yeah. I wonder if that was some type of like weird, sick shit, Because like in this thing with the camera, if it's true, he's creating the situation for this person to come to him to help. And he's like trying to be like the savior, even though he's the one that created the situation, manipulated it. He had still been studying at DeSales University in Pennsylvania, but Dateline sources claim that he purchased the knife, which cops say is the murder weapon, and took it with him when he moved. Cooper added that he had a fantasy of thinking about committing crimes for a long time with that knife, and he had to become familiar with it, feel at ease with it. Okay. Oh, it's a 2-hour special. Oh, wow. I thought it was just 1 hour. The video is just ready to go. Okay. Just keeping an eye out for when they post it. Where? Let's see. Let me check Court TV. Oh.
Again, the pool camera team.
Okay, let's see. All right, I was just waiting. I don't know. Other sources claim that Kohberger could have been in the property where the killings took place on Kings Road, where the 4 women were not even present. Police were repeatedly called to the party house, but the residents were not always there. Cooper claims that he would have entered in a group of people. He would have entered in a group of people to watch and monitor and imagine, adding that he would have known exactly where everyone slept. All right, let me see. Let's see. All right, let's see. This is the only one that's showing it right now.
All rise. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Good morning, everybody.
TV is going to get these.
We have some people on Zoom here too, so we're going to hide it. Okay, let's get on the record, please. Thank you. Okay, we are now on the record in State of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberger, CR 2922-2803, Zoom, I believe. The state is represented by Mr. Tom.
That person that just mentioned, Elisa Massett, that's the new person they added onto the team.
Latah County Prosecutor's Office, or Prosecuting Attorney. Ms. Jennings is of that office too, Latah County Prosecutor's Office. Also part of that team is Ingrid Beatty and Jeff Nye, both from the Idaho Attorney General's Office. I'm John Judge. If you don't know me, I'm a Latah County District Judge, and I'll be presiding over this case. So, Mr. Kohberger, you've already heard a lot of what I'm going to tell you at your initial appearance, but I'll repeat it to you because it's important, and I want to remind you of these issues. So I'll briefly cover your rights, the charges against you, and the maximum penalties if you are found guilty or if you plead guilty. So I'm going to start with the rights. You have a constitutional right to have an attorney represent you throughout these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, then one is appointed at public expense. Ms. Taylor and her team have already been appointed, so that's taken care of. You have a right to a speedy and public jury trial where the state would be required to prove every element of each charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. At that trial, you would have the right to cross-examine the witnesses called against you. That means to see, hear, and question them, to call witnesses to testify for you, and if you choose to testify in your own defense. But you're not required to testify because you also have a right of silence. That right is protected under the Idaho and federal constitutions, so you can remain silent throughout these court proceedings, and that can't be held against you in any way. What you do need to remember, though, is that anything you do say, other than to your lawyers, could be used against you in a later court proceeding. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. You also have a right to appeal any final decision of the court. In order to exercise that right, you need to file a notice of appeal within 42 days of that final decision, or that right is waived. Also, if you are not a United States citizen, any finding of guilt in this state could have adverse consequences to your legal status. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Any questions about the rights?
No.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
Kohberger.
So, let's go to the indictment. Do you have a copy of the indictment in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you see in the heading your name there. Is that your correctly spelled complete name?
Yes, it is.
Is that the correct birth date underneath your name?
Yes.
Are those the correct last 4 digits of your social security number?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to read you the charges on the indictment, starting with count 1, burglary. That is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-1401 and 1403. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, State of Idaho, did unlawfully enter a residence located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder. Count 2, murder in the first degree. That is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, State of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogen, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogen, from which she died. Count 3, murder in the first degree, a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Kayla Gonsalves, a human being, by stabbing Kayla Gonsalves, from which she died. Count 4, murder in the first degree. That's a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. Alleging that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Zaina Kernodal. Excuse me.
I just want to say real quick, thank you to 10 to Life for sharing my my live stream. That was really, really kind of you. Appreciate that. I will, whenever she does an update or something on this, she says she's going to post something. Let me see. She's going to post a recap and some deep dive stuff. So I will share one of her stuff next, because I don't think I've ever shared any of her stuff. So I'll do that for sure. Thank you. And Chives says, I've been seeing a bunch of TikToks where people are swearing BK didn't do it, and it's some other person. I've had quite a few people, and I'll get back to this real quick, but I've had quite a few people tell me they don't think he's involved at all. People thinking they got the wrong guy and blah, blah, blah. There's people that up and down are like, Team Kohberger, and, they don't believe he's involved.
This is hard. I'm sorry. Zaina Kernodal, a human being, by stabbing Zaina Kernodal, from which she died. Count 5, murder in the first degree.
Incels?
This is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died. This is signed on May 16, 2023, by the presiding grand jury. So now I'm going to go to the maximum penalties of each charge, starting with count 1, burglary, minimum 1 year, up to 10 years in imprisonment, fine of up to $50,000 or both fine and imprisonment, restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime. For counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, murder in the first degree, maximum penalties, life in prison or the death penalty. Fine of up to $50,000 or both fine and life in prison or the death penalty. Restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime. Also additional fine of up to $5,000 to be paid directly to the victim's families. If you are found guilty or plead guilty on each charge, and the maximum sentences are imposed consecutively, that means one right after the other, you could be facing 10 years in prison, followed by 4 consecutive life sentences or death penalties, fines of up to $200,000 and $20,000 to be paid directly to the families with any restitution resulting from the crimes. Okay. Mr. Kohberger, do you understand the the charge in count 1, burglary?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 2, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 3, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 4, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 5, murder in
Yes.
the first degree? Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Taylor, is Mr. Kohberger prepared to plead to these charges?
Your Honor, we will be standing silent.
What? Whoa. So that's the whole. I wasn't sure because everybody kept talking about like. She said we're gonna stand in silence. Was this some solidarity shit? Hold on.
Charges. Okay, Ms. Taylor, is Mr. Kohberger prepared to plead to these charges?
Wow. So they do have the choice. We were just reading this that they have the choice not to enter a plea. So I guess that's what that means. Can't they just say we enter no plea? Is that like for dramatic effect?
Okay, Ms. Taylor, is Mr. Kohberger prepared to plead to these charges?
Your Honor, we will be standing silent.
We'll be standing silent.
Because Mr. Kohberger is standing silent, I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on each charge, counts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now at this juncture,
I wonder what that means, man. Like we need an attorney. But so if if they're standing in silence, but the judge is still putting in not guilty pleas. So, would they just not put in any plea?
the state has 60 days to give notice of intention to seek the death penalty. And Mr. Kohberger has a constant.
My best guess is it would take at least 4 weeks, maybe 6.
So you'd like me to set this for a 6-week trial?
At this point, I would not.
In order to do so, I will have to get rid of some of the other jury trials I have, but this is more critical and more important. So, Mr. Thompson, what's your...
Those trial dates are workable for the state judge.
Thank you.
Janice says that it's extremely common and it just means not guilty. Okay. Why did it just say not guilty? Or they don't want to get it on record or some shit? We're just standing in silence? I guess. I mean, they have the right, but I don't know. Okay. 2023, so everybody's standing silence. I think even the judge was surprised how quick they wanted it. I think you said right outside of a speedy trial. Stand mute definition. The defendant can plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute. Standing mute means the defendant does not take a stance on being guilty or not guilty. They remain silent. And that would be my interpretation, that they didn't make a plea, but the judge put in guilty anyway. But then somebody says they have to put not guilty. So I don't know, I guess. Birth.
About October 2nd, starting at 3 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for 6 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Anything else we need to address today, Ms. Taylor?
Not with regard to the trial setting, no.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Thompson?
Nothing to say at this time, Your Honor.
All right. So with with that, by the way, I do want to let everybody know, if they don't already know this, that once the grand jury issued the indictment, preliminary hearing scheduled to start on June 26th was no longer needed and was vacated. So some people are confused about that. So I thank counsel and the media and the public for your attention and respect. So we are adjourned.
And mute to the charges. Yeah.
Bryan Kohberger electing to stand silent, and the judge entering a plea of not guilty on the 5 charges, 4 for first-degree murder, an additional charge for burglary as well. JB Buno, WFLA senior investigator Walt Buteau here with you live.
Okay. If you don't plead, let's see here. Something has to be on the books. If you don't plead guilty, it proceeds as the same as not guilty. I don't know, bro. Everybody's saying something different, whatever. But so yeah, he stood in silence, and the judge entered it in as not guilty. See, defendant, stand mute. Yeah, so standing mute means the defendant does not take a stance on being guilty or not guilty. They remain silent. Standing mute or remaining silent has the same effect as pleading not guilty. Okay, this is from Not Afraid Town, whatever the hell that is, some criminal defense thing. So standing mute or remaining silent has the same effect as pleading not guilty. Okay, because a judge or magistrate will enter a not guilty plea on the defendant's behalf. Okay, so this is pretty clear with everything in there. Not guilty. Okay. So that's why the judge put that. Standing mute means a defendant does not take a stance on being guilty or not guilty. They remain silent. Standing mute or remaining silent has the same effect as pleading not guilty, because a judge or magistrate will enter a not guilty plea on the defendant's behalf. Okay. All right. So the date set. Let me see here. The date is. I heard some conflict. Somebody said October 2nd, and they say October 22nd. Let me just look at this again. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay. But the pleas. Trial is set for October. Independent.co.uk says 2nd as well. October 2nd, 2023. Mr. Kohberger's attorney, Ann Taylor, asked the judge to set the trial just outside the limits of his right to a speedy trial. Interesting. So they kind of want to move this along, I guess. Probably. The sooner the better, maybe, for the defense, than to give the prosecution more, like an endless amount of time to do this. And I wonder why not just say not guilty? Is there some sort of benefit to not saying not guilty than to just remain silent? Let's see. Also, Ray texted me, said also him buying the knife isn't new. I've known that for months. So yeah, I don't know. I guess they haven't. I haven't watched the docu yet, but people are telling me it's redundant. But it's 2 hours long, so I hope it's not just like a rehash of everything. Because I don't want to sit here tonight for 2 hours just to watch the same shit over again, like the same information over again for 2 hours. They said 6 weeks for the trial duration, not until the trial. Yeah, duration. Yeah, duration. Let me get the super chats. And you guys tell me what you think. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. Not too much today, but it's interesting. I'm glad that we have an actual date, and way sooner than I expected. And I think even the judge was seems like kind of surprised. Seemed like it. I don't know. Ashley, thank you for the membership. Kat, thank you for the super chat. It's true, Dateline was redundant. I watched it for free from Canada. Oh, yes, I think I read that. With the 1 of 3 credits you get when you sign up with NBC. Naomi, thank you for the membership. Happy birthday, Mel. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Amy Pete, thank you for the 4-month membership. Amazing. Happy birthday. Pollyanna, I got that. Thank you. Dad said, thanks for the super chat. Happy birthday, Butthead. Love you. Love you too. Thank you. Stuck in 60s. Thank you for the super chat. Mandy L, thanks for the super chat. This episode is on YouTube. Oh, I didn't know that. BL, thank you for the 18-month membership. Says, happy birthday tomorrow, boss man. Much love for you. Everyone in the chat, please hit the thumbs up for Mel. Thank you. The General. Elizabeth Mayer, thank you for the super chat. Says, happy birthday, Mel. Tomorrow, enjoy your day. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Says, Dateline mentioned BK's sister was suspicious of him because he wore gloves. Car matched an area he lived. She even voiced concern to the family. Celeste Oz, thank you for the membership. Nikki Bella, thank you for the super membership. Says, hi Mel, love your channel. Can I be a mod? I kind of already have too many mods. I added a couple of mods recently, and I need to I actually have to remove some of the people that are completely inactive. And I'm very selective with mods. So right now I'm not adding anybody. Sorry. And I just have to, yeah, for right now I'm not adding anybody. But thank you though. Denise, thank you for the membership. And Cricket, thanks for the super chat. Says the sound of silence. That's what I'm wondering. Tracy says, will the trial be live? I don't know. I'm wondering myself. Way too many mods. We have to thin the herd. Elong, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you for that. The heart. That's cool. I've never seen that one before. Wayne, thank you for the membership. Can barely afford to pay attention, but love your channel. Thank you. I send it to you, Jen. It's iCkEdMeL, iCkEdMeL at gmail.com. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we're done. I guess that's it. Feels so short, right? All right, I guess I'm gonna be out for now. If there's a chase later or anything like that, I'll come on. There's a lot that I could do, but I'm kind of gone right now. Tomorrow, more than likely, I probably won't be on unless I jump on members. If I'm chilling somewhere and I have time, I'll jump on members just to say hi. But I guess that's it. Jacqueline says the benefit to standing mute preserve the ability to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, but somebody else said that you can't do that over there in Idaho. I don't know if that's true. And or to preserve the right to determine whether or not his client is competent to stand trial. Thank you, Jenny Cat. Yeah, thanks again to 10 to Life. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing the link. Thank you for sharing love. There's supposed to be more hearings today on the gag order. Is there? Elisa, thank you so much for the super chat. Says happy B-Day, and Spa Day. Thanks. He goes to court again in 15 minutes. Is that true? Let me see. Let's see. I don't see anybody talking about that online. Let's see. This court adjourned. Yeah, I don't see anything about that. See, they're just trying to keep me longer. Man, Kohberger has lovers. People mailing him. Alec Murdoch has lovers too, getting love letters and shit in mail. People in love with the killers. They have or alleged. Well, not Alec, but Kohberger alleged, I guess for now. People in love with killers, or alleged killers, or whatever. Mel wants to get out. Thank you, Miyu. Kayla, thank you for the membership. Thanks, Lutfi. Appreciate that, man. All right, bye. Love you guys. Take care.